Hello everyone and welcome to Master Excel Now. And today we are going to see how do we handle blank rows in Excel. So there are a few ways we are going to use it. But before I begin, I just want to know how many of you actually do this process. So you select a row, right click on it and delete. Select a row or probably use a control minus or a command minus on your keyboard. So if you are one of them, then believe me, I have been there. I've done this myself on many rows in a large data set. But today I'll let you know a few quick ways to handle this situation much faster and in a more organized manner. So on my screen, I have some data which is missing a few rows here and there. Also, you would see that in some part of my data, there is no information. For example, there is no event name in row 1. Then I don't have agent name in row 9 and 10, and so on. So first thing, what we're going to do is let's identify a column which has all the information and no blank. So my customer ID is the one which has no blanks. Now what I can do is I can click and select my entire range, click on sort and filter and click filter. Now all I need to do is click on the filter drop down and choose sort A to Z or Z to A, whichever, smallest to largest. Okay. And my blank rows are gone. So this works very well and is the fastest way of doing things. But let's assume here I don't have a customer ID in one or two. Then it might pose a problem. So what do we do in such cases? First, let me take this filter off. So what we do in this case is we create a check field real quickly. And in the next cell, we are going to say equals to count a bracket open. And then I'm going to select the entire range. So all the columns are selected in this, right? And close the bracket, hit enter. I wanted to, count everything, whether it's a number, text, whatever it is. And then you copy this, go to the end of your database, select it with the shift key and paste. Now we have it. So what we do is again, we go back to the header, place a filter. Now I will show you two quick ways of doing this as well. So once you have done this step, after this, you have two things you can do. One, you can simply go ahead and sort all the zeros. Zero means there is no data, right? So all I need to do is sort smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Let's say largest to smallest. Your zeros are out. Just delete them like this. The other way, I've just undo my data. The other way of doing this is you go ahead, click here on the drop down, unselect all and just select the zero. Now select the rows where you have the zeros, right click and delete row. So your data doesn't get deleted, only the rows of zeros will get deleted. Now go back, select all, and everything is there. There is no blank row now. You can delete this column by selecting and deleting. So easy, right? I'll give you another fun way of doing it. Create a few blank rows ourselves. So I'm going to add a few blank rows. Let me add them. Okay, now we have a few blank rows. So what we can do is we can use Power Query. Power Query works very nicely, and you also have an option to make future use into that. But when I say future use, as in this data, I can add more information here. And I want that all the information that I add into this does not have a blank row at all. I can do that as well. So let's say my data starts at A1 and ends here at G29. So I'm going to, let's say, take up till here G50. So this is my range that I've selected. This is the only data that I'm going to add to this database. Once I've done that, I can go directly to data and then click from table range. So it will convert your data into a table and call it into a Power Query. So that's okay if you're good with table, converting this data into a table. If not, there's no problem with that. Just click here where it says A1 right now, and let's name it selection and hit enter. So if I go here and click on the triangle, it says selection and the range is automatically selected. Once the range is selected, again do data, then click on from table range. Here your Power Query will open. Select all the columns, and from the Home tab again, where it says remove rows, remove blank rows, this is the option we're going to use. Once it is done, you can say close and load directly. So it will bring it in a table format onto a new sheet. So here it is. So now we only have 26 records here. We also made provisions, right? So let's add a few blank rows and data here. So let's add two blank rows, then I add some information. Here I would say, let's say Anuj rather than, you know, so both of them being me. So once I do this, go back here, right? Right click and refresh. See, the blank rows are not coming. So out of all these ways, you can see whichever best suits you and use them in your day-to-day life. Do leave me a comment suggesting which method would you use when working with blank rows in your Excel database. Thank you. Have a nice day.